And with that, what's happening, Crypto Crew? Sean's coming back at you, another cryptocurrency video. You see Michael Saylor dancing. That was artificial intelligence, but Michael Saylor is going to be doing that once Bitcoin hits $1 million. We'll be talking about that in this video. Not what he'll be doing, but we'll get a take from a crypto expert and see what he thinks when Bitcoin's going to $1 million, if it's going to $1 million. So make sure you watch this one to the end. Before we get started, make sure you go ahead and check out the Bitcoin Bros website, bitcoinbros101.com. Go to the learning tab, and we have ebooks and courses. Make sure you guys check this out. Also, our Patreon VIP Crypto OG Crew member is sold out. The VIP starter, we've started this for you, and also the Diamond Crew. So if you want to be a part of our community, there's more perks you can get in tune with the Bitcoin Bros, so make sure you check this out. So the current time it's recording, total 3 is coming in around $621 billion. We had a meltdown, as you see, over this month. We came from 768 all the way down to where we are right now. As far as a retracement, we currently see a 20% retracement across the alt market. People are panicking, people are being frantic. What do we see? What do we anticipate? So once again, this is the monthly chart. So when we zoom out on this chart and take a look at it on the macro, we still are bullish. Why do we say this? Because the first thing we're going to take a look at is our Elliott impulses. So let's get this tool set out. And this could be wave 1 right here that played out back in 2018. Then we had a pullback. This is wave 3, wave 4, and then wave 5. How high is wave 5 going to go? We'll take a look at all that today. But per the measured moves of these impulses, this is wave 1, leg 1. Leg 1 could be going as high as that 2.272. So could we see a 4.4 trillion market capitalization? That's definitely a possibility. Now, will it go that high? It's a different conversation. The golden pocket's right at 1.618. Let's clean up this chart here. But it has to be as long as leg 1, but not as long as leg 3 from the bottom of this 4th leg pullback. So we see a box here. Let's get our rectangle out. So we're looking at a low of 4.8 trillion and a high of 8.4 trillion. So somewhere in this box could be where this 5th leg goes, potentially. So once again, if we look at our extensions here and we pull from swing high to swing low, and we see that, you know, the 2.272 is right at the bottom of this box here, 4.47 trillion. Will we get this high into the alt market? Time will tell. Looking at technical analysis, looking at the technicals, this could be forming some type of cup and handle pattern. So we did this measure move for you already, basically from this lid down to the lowest point of this cup, which would be here, and then you pull it up to the breakout point, wherever that would be. This would take us above that 1.618, around that $2.4 trillion market capitalization. So you're looking at overall 4x from where we are right now. So that big range is anywhere from here to up here. As far as where this 5th leg could be going, could we fall short? Just hit the 2. Could we get overextended? Yes, all per Elliott wave theory. So keep this in mind. The current time it's recording, Bitcoin's coming in at 63,000. Could we see Bitcoin cool off a little bit further? Well, this is on the 3-day. Note that. And the 3-day, since it's been stair-stepping its way up, it has fell below this 20 briefly. It fell below right here, right here, right here, right here, and right here. And we are getting a little bit extended as far as the 20 and 200 go, as far as this length goes, but it's not that bad right now. If we do get a fall down, we could get a retracement, you know, back into the 50s. But this is a 3-day. Taking a look in the higher time frame, let's look at the 5-day. The 5-day hasn't came back down to that 20 to retest it yet. It's around that $58,000 level. So this could be a potential scenario. This is something definitely to pay attention to, because why do we say this? Because we come down, the last time we came down and retested this perfectly before we bounced off. So could we be getting ready to come down to this and retest that 57, 58 range before bouncing off? Is the peak in? The CBBI is giving us confidence that we're not at the peak yet. Looking at the chart, no, it's not in. We see some orange here, this orange and then a pullback. So every time we see some dark orange and a pullback, dark red comes after. Now this right here was a double peak. Could we be doing something like that? That could be what's in the cards, but one thing's for certain, the peak's not in yet. The rational route is posting the inflows and outflows of the ETFs, and right now it's net negative. So the ETFs are cooling off a little bit. They're not buying as much. BlackRock's still going hard as they have the most liquidity pool of all these companies. But you see Grayscale. Grayscale is still causing sell pressure. how much sell pressure will Grayscale continue to do before they either one, stop, or two, stop and start to buy. So that's one thing to pay attention to. From 88 Velvet, he's showing you that this is the 58K retracement, then off to the races. Do not panic, this is a buy opportunity. We told all our followers this on the Patreon, so this is a buy opportunity. So remember we showed you that clip from Michael Saylor. Well, Raoul Paul is weighing in. Does he believe in the $1 million Bitcoin theory? Let's hear what Raoul has to say.
Yeah, so how I back this out is two different ways. One, I just look at the log chart of Bitcoin. That trend, you can extrapolate it, and somewhere around 2030, it'll be $1 million. That sounds as ridiculous today as it did when I first bought it at $200 and I put a price projection of $100,000. I said it's actually going to $1 million, but I'm going to discount myself for being an idiot by 90%. So it cost $200. It could go to zero at that time, certainly, because that was 2013. But my price projection's 100,000. And people said, this is ridiculous. I said it's the best macro trade of all time. So the $1 million doesn't seem that preposterous. The other way I back it out is when I look at the adoption of cryptocurrency. So you use as a proxy the number of active wallets. Now, we all know that's not a perfect proxy because people have multiple wallets, but you compare that to IP addresses for the internet, start them at both 5 million. Now, people have multiple IP addresses as well. So it's very similar. It's just directionally gives you an idea. Crypto is growing at twice the speed of the internet in terms of adoption. So it's the fastest adoption of any technology and any asset class the world has ever seen. So if we just assume that growth slows, as it did with the internet, because once you get bigger and bigger numbers, it's hard to grow at such a rate. So it goes from, let's say, 175% a year where it's been trending and goes to 43% a year, which is what the internet did from year 8 onwards. Well, crypto gets to 1 billion people by the end of next year, 1 billion active wallets, and it gets to 4 billion by 2030. Well, at 4 billion, the price will certainly be $1 million. So it kind of backs out from the adoption of the technology and of the log chart, because the log chart basically is the adoption of the technology. It's difficult to know what kind of cycle we're going to be dealing with. There's a school of thought that says this is a left translated cycle, which means it goes up fast early and then peaks early. Most would finish in 2025 in December. That's normally how these crypto cycles have finished. That third year would be a December, November kind of period. So could it come earlier and peter out this year? There's definitely a probability of that. What price would that be? I would say 200,000, something like that. And that would be, okay, that's gone very far, very fast. The most likely outcome is a standard bull market. Now, the last one we had, 2020, 2021, was actually a stunted cycle because really the final leg never happened. We had a huge final leg in 2017 and an even more enormous one in 2013. But last time around, we didn't get one, which caught everybody off surprise, including myself.